gotta knock this little garage down. Garage slash building. If I leave it, there's just a lot of things that could just cause me trouble down the road. For one, the roof wasn't very good, so if a tenant was to put something in there, the roof leaked, there's some liability there. They might want me to fill it in where they can park in there, and I just don't really want to deal with that. So we're just gonna knock it down and probably put some stone back here. I might put grass, but we might just put some stone back here so they can just have some extra parking. I talked to the city about it to see about getting a demo permit, and they said it wasn't necessary since it's such a small building. It's always good to double check. With the inspectors, it's good to I like to ask ahead of time. I don't like to get on their bad side. That's just me. Some people have different ways of doing it, but I'd rather ask first. We're going to try to contain the debris to the right here, not get on the neighbor's property. We knocked a building down like this before last year, and it's always interesting trying to figure out the best way to do it. Kind of struggling here. I think I'll just knock it down. We don't get to just knock buildings down that often. Oh yeah. The neighbor came by a minute ago and got a bunch of wood that was... I was going to take it home, use it on the chicken pen, but he acted like he really wanted it, so I just let him have it. Try to keep the neighbors happy. See if I can get this without busting my windshield. That's what I wanted. Knock it right in there. Kind of messing the yard up a little bit. We're going to try and get it cleaned up as quick as we can because we are blocking the alleyway. We had a conversation about that earlier. We're not supposed to block the alleyway. See if I can get this pipe out of the way so I don't run it up in the machine somehow. I'm not real sure. I didn't do the math to see how much all this weighs. It might all fit in here. I think the building is about 10 or 12 feet by 20 feet. About 8 or 9 feet tall. 8-inch blocks. 8 by 16, 8 by 8 by 16. I guess I could do the math on it, but yeah, I'll just load it all up. If I got a hand unload it, I will. If I can make it one trip, it'll be a lot nicer. We got some weather coming in a couple hours. I kind of like to get my skid steer back to the shop. I'd rather not leave it here. I haven't had any issues, but I've heard of people having their equipment messed with. One of the neighbors has been causing some problems, so we'll just not give him any reason to do anything. I'm not real sure how deep those footers are. If they're too deep, I may just leave them for now. I don't know. I know I can take the block to the transfer station where we take all of our trash to. I asked them about the block and they said it was fine, but they don't like big chunks of concrete. They fill up, all the trailers are aluminum. The trailers that they haul everything to the landfill on. They said that big chunks of concrete beats up their trailers too bad. I don't know what the difference is in block, but they said the block was fine. So if you're ever doing a demo and you got a lot of concrete, you got to order a separate dumpster for your concrete because they won't take it to the same. A lot of times they take it to a recycle place where they recycle that concrete. I learned that the hard way one day. We loaded the dumpster up. The guy came to pick it up. Said it was the wrong dumpster. We had to hand unload it. That was not a good day. So if that building is 12 by 20, that'd be 24, that'd be 64 lineal feet. Say it's 8 foot tall. What's 64 times 8, whatever that is, times 0.75, times whatever a block weighs. I put 4 tons on that trailer, but it's a little heavy for that. It doesn't like picking it up. I try to stay around 2 or 3. That trailer's just not that big. The axles are fine, it's just the, you don't like to dump it, don't like to pick it up. I don't know, it's probably gonna take a couple trips. I'm really not sure what this, it's like it was made to be a garage, but they had a wood floor in it. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I'll get that probably get that from the inside. Might be easier. I'm not trying to take any dirt with it, but there might be some in there. He had a bunch of plastic, something in there, like plastic pallets. I'm not really sure what that was for. Yeah, it's starting to get a little heavy. You can see the tires are getting some weight on them. I'll get a little bit more and then go dump it. I'm trying to get where I can get I like to get it in just one more trip if I can. Yeah, be careful when you're picking up stuff like this. If you raise your bucket too high, that block can come back in, smash your windshield, give you a nice little headache. Just like that right there. Yeah, I think I'll probably get one more and then we'll just get to go with that. I think we're gonna dump this in there and that'll be it for now. We're probably a little heavy already. I just knocked the cap off my axle. That's nice. I'm gonna back up so I don't have to make as big a mess. So we took that last load and I forgot to look at the weight, but it was too heavy. The battery was a little weak, so I don't know if it's because the battery's weak or because it's too heavy, but we had to do a lot of hand unloading. We forgot to bring the battery booster with us. Whenever you're loading the trailers, you gotta make sure you load it evenly. Make sure you put enough weight towards the front. If you put too much weight in the back, you'll throw the truck out of balance, the trailer out of balance, and you'll get some fishtailing going on, and you'll lose control, and you'll have a wreck. I might have done that one time. Might have. That last load cost $222 to dump it. That was not cheap. If I was to order an actual dumpster, usually it's about $600. It's not too far to where we gotta go dump it at, so I'll just go ahead and do it myself. If it was a long ways away, it would probably pay to just have a dumpster set out there, because you wouldn't be taking so much of her time to go dump it. We got a little bit extra time today, so we're gonna go ahead and just take care of it ourselves. That hurt. Next time I come in here, I'm gonna go ahead and knock that wall down. Try to bring it towards me so I don't knock it over on that guy's fence. He put up that little, whatever you call that, kind of a fence there, but he don't want anybody on his grass. So we're trying not to ruffle any feathers. Hopefully I can do this without bringing it down on myself or flipping over. A little mini excavator with a thumb on it would be really nice. But we'll get it with this. It'll be all right. I'm not having any luck there at all. There we go. You know, if I was smart, I'd put some dirt right there so it wouldn't be so steep coming out of there. I don't want to take any dirt with me. It'd just cost that much more to dump all this stuff. Uh-oh. Knock that over. I better grab that. I thought we could do it in 2 loads, but I think we're gonna do it in 3. It might end up costing me $600, but if I'd have got a dumpster, I would have had to put it out front. They wouldn't have put it in the alleyway, so I would have taken all this around to the front, and that would not have worked very well. See if I can pull this in. I don't know about that back part. I don't know if I can crawl up on that enough to do any good. I'm just gonna knock it over. I really need to get me a grapple bucket for doing this. Come around behind this thing, see if I can knock it over. There we go. That worked good. Bad thing about these skid loaders with tracks, it will tear your yard up. On the big ones anyway. Definitely gonna have another trip after this. So right there, it'd be really nice to have a grapple bucket. I could have just grabbed hold of that, hung on to it. That's nice. Man, you think I'd learn on that? I think we'll call that a good. We're gonna have a second load, or a third load rather, regardless. So grab these little guys and go ahead and go dump this.